Hello guys, you're welcome to another very special edition of Inside Blockchain, and you're watching on Crypto TV Plus, the most trusted source on cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. My name is Tony Obiajuru. On the show today, we are going to be looking at blockchain for enterprise use in Africa, and I've got a very special guest who is the founder of Cryset, Munachi Ogueke. Munachi, how are you?
Tony, how are you?
I'm good. Good to have you on the show. Thanks for coming.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
All right, so quickly, tell us a little about yourself.
Okay, my name is Munachi Ogueke. I'm from Imo State.
Oh, wow.
I'm obviously Nigerian. I was born and raised in Lagos.
Oh.
Right. So I went to the University of Ibadan, finished with double majors in industrial and production engineering.
Great.
So I started up my first company in 2014. Varsity was an e-commerce platform for students, but 2016 I fell in love with the blockchain. I started my first blockchain company, so it was Cryset.
Okay.
At that point we were just focused on OTC trading across different clienteles, right? So we built our portfolio, then we also diversified to other products. So now we're building IntroPay, a very exciting product. Okay. It could be used for cross-border transactions, and it could be used as a payment gateway. So it's a very interesting solution for Nigerian and the African markets, right? So yeah, we're getting a lot of interest in the product and really want to see the product go through very soon.
I guess you'll be excited about it.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited about it. So the remittance in Africa is actually a very big pain point, right? So we hope to use this product to actually solve big problems.
That's great. How long have you been in the blockchain space?
Okay, so I've learned about Bitcoin since 2014, right? Okay. But my main interaction with it was in 2016, right? So I started using Bitcoin then. I built my first company in 2016. Right, so since then, I've been very active in the space, especially in the Nigerian blockchain space.
Okay, great. Now, you mentioned Bitcoin. Okay, yeah. So what do you think about the current market trend of Bitcoin?
Oh, boy.
Are you bullish?
Okay, so personally, the reason why I feel the market is actually seriously correcting, right? So the past few years has seen a lot of money flow into Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, definitely. A
lot of interest into Bitcoin. And we find out that this money is flowing in through majorly ICOs. You heard recently a company raised over $4 billion, right? You see ICOs, airdrops raising millions of dollars, right? So I feel all this money coming into this blockchain space. Now we know that Bitcoin is the gateway, right? So when people want to fiat out, or when they want to exchange their maybe Ethereum tokens for fiat, they go through Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the gateway, right? So Bitcoin is the major gateway. So you find these people that are collecting your Ethereum or your Bitcoin during an ICO for giving you tokens that really have no value at that point, right? These same people can sell Bitcoin at any price.
Yeah, true.
They just want to fiat. They just want to get their money in cash. Right, so you find out that this is part of the major problems with the blockchain space, and this I feel is one of the reasons why Bitcoin is seriously correcting. So we need to adjust for all the noise that have come into the space. Okay. So I believe with time, once more stability and more regulations come into the space, we're going to see all these projects self-correct, and I feel the market will also be will I say resurrect at that point. But there's a very strong support at 6,000. 6,000 is a very strong support at that 6,000 mark. So we are almost at 6,000 now, though. Okay. Yeah, I feel the market has tested 6,000 a couple of times, and we find out that there's always an uptrend from that point. So I feel
you believe it's going up.
Yeah, but if that support breaks, man,
signing up.
No. We are definitely. See, the thing is, for us that have been in this space for a while, really, the price of Bitcoin is really not really a big problem to us anymore. Yeah, it affects our earnings, like especially those of us that keeps funds in Bitcoin. But I feel at this point, people ask me when will Bitcoin go back to 9,000. I really, to be very honest, I don't really care because I think we earn in Bitcoin, right? So even if the price is 6,000, I know what I have.
Yeah. So someone said in Pidgin, "Naye will die. Naye will die."
Exactly. So we are here for the long run. So yeah, fantastic. I believe eventually the market is going to see better days.
Okay.
Better days.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Now, so we are looking at blockchain for enterprise use in Africa.
Yes.
What are the types of blockchain technology?
Okay, so primarily there are two major types of blockchain. So there is the public blockchain and there's a private blockchain. Now, a public blockchain is a blockchain that is permissionless in the sense that anybody can read and write on the blockchain. So what I mean by read is that you can audit the blockchain yourself. So when someone sends you Bitcoin, right, you can go to blockchain.info, you can check out the hash, you can go through all the transactions that have ever been sent on the blockchain. Yeah, it's a public ledger, it's an open ledger.
Okay.
Yeah, so anybody can interact with that blockchain, you understand? And what I mean by write could be that you could create transactions
by yourself.
Create transaction by yourself. There's no limitations to who can create a Bitcoin transaction, right? So as long as you have Bitcoin, you can create a Bitcoin transaction. So that's read and write. So with a public blockchain, there is an open pass for anybody. But when we come to private blockchains, what you could describe as enterprise blockchains, is a whole new different ball game, right? So now in these blockchains, there are permissions, right? What I mean by permissions is that not anybody can read and write on it. In fact, they call it private blockchain because not anybody can even interact with it in the first place. Fast access to it in the first place. Then after that access, now there's also another permission in that comes in. So even if you are in a private blockchain, you could be able to read the blockchain but not write, like an auditor. An auditor in a private blockchain, right? He has access to read the blockchain, but he has no access to write on the blockchain. So that's the primary two types of blockchains. Yes. Okay,
great. So so when does an enterprise need the blockchain technology?
Okay, so now this is a very good question because we find out that blockchain is a buzzword now, right? So everybody is blockchain this, blockchain that, does blockchain. It was we recently was in the news that a company that added blockchain to their company status and the shares are shot up, right? So to be very honest with you, blockchain is not the solution to everything, right? Yeah, to be very honest with you, I'm in the blockchain space. I will tell you this categorically. You only need a blockchain when you are interacting with multiple parties that are not trusted. So that's the mindset that anybody that wants to introduce blockchain to his product line or his solution or his enterprise should think about. Are you interacting with multiple parties that are not trusted? Right? So that's why there's a difference between an ERP system, an enterprise resource planning system, that like SAP, that uses within an enterprise, because now within an enterprise all the departments are trusting each other, right? So there's no need, in my own opinion, there's no need to use a blockchain in that sense. Now, you use a blockchain when multiple companies want to, reach a common goal, but those companies don't trust each other. Do you understand? So it's a very huge problem, right? So trust is the backbone of any business.
Definitely.
Yes. So like the common saying is that you can't do business if there's no trust. Right? So now most of these parties that want to do business with other companies say they want to let's say they want to do supply chain. It's a very big aspect of private enterprise blockchaining. So now you want to create a supply chain channel within multiple verticals. Right? All these companies within each stop don't actually trust each other. So that's where a blockchain now comes in. Do you understand? Blockchain is a trustless ledger, so it mathematically brings trust into any system that is being deployed on. Right? When you deploy a blockchain to an enterprise system, right, the parties no longer have to trust each other because it's a trustless ledger. The ledger automatically provides trust in that channel, right? By hashing and doing some other things. Also, a private blockchain, all the identities are usually known. Everybody in the private blockchain, most times, are known entities, right? So you may have to do some know your business type of verification, right, before you deploy them on your private blockchain, right? So, but in that sense, now you have created a channel for people to interact with different businesses and have value flow through, right? Okay, so in a situation where there is lack of trust.
Okay, so you're saying in a private blockchain, there's nothing like anonymous?
Yeah. So the thing about the private blockchain is very, very flexible. But ideally, most blockchain that are private are usually, will I say, non-anonymous, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Everybody knows each other within. Yeah. So there's no need. I don't think there's any need for, let's say, privacy in a private blockchain.
Okay. Fantastic. Yeah, we've been definitely having a great time on the show with my guest Munachi Ogueke. Let's go on a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to be looking at the key applications of the blockchain technology in various sectors. So don't go anywhere.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petian with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hey guys, this is Big Beto. You're watching Crypto TV Plus. Keep watching. Big Beto said so.
Welcome back. Just before the break, my guest here, Munachi Ogueke, and I were talking about blockchain for enterprise use in Africa. Right now, we are going to be looking at the key applications of this technology in various sectors. So, Munachi, what are the key applications of this technology in various industries?
Okay, so quickly, I feel blockchain is a very robust system. So we see it being deployed in government system. Governments using blockchains.
Yeah, definitely.
We see it used in identity systems, and we also see, like I mentioned earlier, supply chain systems. Okay. So quickly about government systems. So now governments, there is a need for transparency in governments, right? So,
sure. Yeah,
there's a very big, especially in a government like Nigeria, right? So we need to really understand what's really happening in our system, right? And we need transparency, we need accountability. Now, these are things that the blockchain provides on default, right? So the system of the blockchain system is very accountable. It gives a ledger from the beginning to the end. So everybody that has permission, if it's an enterprise system, can actually audit what is happening. So in Nigeria, for instance, we hear money magically disappearing, right?
No, some animals manipulating things.
You understand? So in this, when a blockchain is being deployed, right, to manage especially finances that are going through multiple government parastatals, you understand? We find out that we're going to have more accountability. So everybody will obviously know that this is a ledger that multiple can see. Multiple can audit. Even if they can't write on it,
at least they can interact.
They can interact with it. They can see what's happening. So you on your own end, they know who is creating a transaction. Like I said, all the identities are known in a private blockchain, an enterprise blockchain. Identities are known, so they know that person A or maybe the minister of this disbursed this to this. We can now track how money is flowing through systems, right, to the end use. We can actually see how the flow is. And if you think about it for a system like identity, now Nigeria has about 60% of its population not financially included. People find a way of relating lack of financial inclusion to identity, because if you think about it very critically, financial institutions are the ones that actually provide a high level identity for most people. Like if you want to do KYC, right? Most times they tell you to provide, in Nigeria, they tell you to provide your BVN number. So it's bank verification number, right? So you find out that financial institutions are the ones that actually do this. But with the blockchain, we're gonna have a system where from your primary school, in fact, from the day you're born, from the day they disburse your birth certificate, we can deploy that on the blockchain, right? We can know who gave you your birth certificate. When you do your first school leaving certificate, right? We deploy that on the blockchain. When you do your WAEC, we deploy that on the blockchain. So your life cycle could be deployed on the blockchain. For anybody to actually know your history, anybody that you give permission to know your history can know your history. So we're going to have a higher level of, will I say, identity management system.
I think it will even help with census.
Yes.
Counting, knowing how many people we are in the first place.
Yes. So you see, when you're in blockchain now, you as a person, you can also manage your own identity, right? You can give out information that you want to give out. Like, for instance, for maybe you want to apply for a job, right? So they require maybe your certifications, right? Say maybe your first school living certificate, what you finished from university. Okay. They may not require some informations, right? You can actually, let's say, censor the kind of information you give out to people. So you can control your own identity, right? We saw the case with Facebook where Facebook lost people's information, or the information was used wrongly, right? So with a blockchain managing identity, everybody now has full control of the identity. So you can deploy what you want to deploy. You can actually give permission to those people that you want. You understand? You can give out certain information you want to give out and withhold some at your own discretion. You understand? So blockchains in identity is a very, very big thing, right? So I feel
it's a plus.
Yeah, it's a very, very important aspect. An application of blockchain that is very robust, and people are I know a lot of companies that are really looking into this, and I feel it's going to be a very big aspect. Then we also have the supply chain.
Yeah, most definitely. Now coming back to the enterprise, what are the business benefits of the blockchain technology for an organization?
Okay, yeah. So the first things first, speed, right? So now if we think about speed, now blockchain, everybody is writing on a ledger. Okay. Be distributed is a single ledger because it's a single truth. Okay. It's a truth that is a single ledger that is distributed across different nodes. Different people have it. So when you write on that transaction, when you write on a ledger like that, everybody has the ability to see that. So that's going to really increase speed of transactions, because it's just about how fast somebody can actually read the transaction. You understand? Definitely. So we also have that. We have security. You understand? Now, since this is being distributed across multiple parties, and there's obviously a consensus that tells us that these are certain rules you will need to follow with. You understand that there's punishment for that rules. It's going to ensure that the blockchain system for an enterprise is going to be secure. Yeah, right? It's also going to be transparent. Do you understand? Using blockchain in your enterprise is going to make it more transparent. So the guy at the top can know what the guy at the grassroots is doing. He can know how his product is being used on the field. You understand? There's going to be a stream of accountability flowing through the system. Then we have different uses, but these are the three major. These benefits are the core of the blockchain for enterprise. Yes,
we can say for an instance, a pharmaceutical industry, for example, this can actually be effective in that space.
Yes. Now think about what NAFDAC is doing now. So they can also deploy this on the NAFDAC codes on the verification system on the blockchain, right? So now we can have like accountability down to the history of where these drugs are getting from. So we know the country that it's coming from, how they were made, the ingredients used. You know, you have cases of allergies, right? You understand? So we can know the quality, who did the quality control, who did everything. So if there's a problem along the life cycle of the product, we know exactly where it's coming from. You understand? So you see the chain at which the blockchain is bringing to enterprises, something that is really valuable, something that is really, really valuable.
That's great. Now, Munachi, before I let you go, you are the founder of Cryset. Okay, so tell me, what's Cryset? Okay,
so Cryset is a multi-platformed blockchain solution, right? So we develop our own blockchain solutions in-house, like I told you about IntruPay. So let me just talk a little bit about IntruPay. IntruPay is a payment gateway, and it's also a cross-border money remittance solution, right? So we are building a new way for people to send money across borders using cryptocurrencies and blockchain, right? So you can send money rather than using the conventional systems in the market now that you can see a transaction costing up to 10%.
Very huge.
Very slow, right? So we know the perks, like I said, about what the blockchain brings into the game, right? So we can use all those all those features like speed to send money across borders, right? With IntruPay. So it also enables people to interact with the regular financial systems or the traditional financial systems with cryptocurrencies. So, for instance, if a e-commerce platform, right, wants to start collecting cryptocurrencies as a means of remittance, they can deploy IntruPay on the platform, right, and use it to collect cryptocurrencies as remittance. So you can now have a wider, variety of cryptocurrencies you can control, collect. In this case, so we currently support Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and we're also looking to use Bitcoin Cash and Stellar to be able to send cross-border transactions and also create a payment gateway for people.
Oh, that's a great solution.
Yeah, and we on Cryset we also consult for some companies, international companies that are doing very interesting stuff. We work with the likes of Yellow Financial, we work with Spectre, and we also have some other companies that we work for, and we provide services for in aspects of consulting and business development in Nigeria and Africa at large.
Yeah, wow, that's great. So what is the impact of this particular project in Africa as well?
Okay, so the main project, our main house project, Interpay, is really something that has gotten a lot of traction already. Even though we have not launched it officially, but we have talked to people about it, and it's something that is really interesting to people because it solves a huge problem. So every year, Africans are charged, let's say overcharged, about $1.8 billion just because Africa has the highest, remittance commission channel.
Okay.
So sending money to Africa is most expensive in the world, right? So with a product like Interpay helping to facilitate those kind of transactions across borders is really going to open a new way for money to flow into Africa.
So what are the charges like? Are they
really it does depends on we charge on our own end. We are looking to charge 0.5% compared to 9 to 10 to 20% that other channels will charge you. Then the other charges could come in the sense of Bitcoin transaction charge, which is almost 2 satoshis now, so it's extremely low. And these transactions are finite, so there's no chargebacks like other platforms, especially when you are looking at the payment gateway aspect of it. So it's a very robust system for people to use, to interact, and also use to send money across borders.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Munachi. And we've come to the end of the show. It's definitely been an amazing time here with Munachi. All right, don't forget you can follow us across our social media platforms at Crypto TV Plus. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. For more news, updates, analyses, interviews, and blockchain events, visit our website at cryptotvplus.com. My name still remains Tony Obiaju. Until I come your way next time, stay blessed.